What is going on, everybody? Today, I want to announce the other five winners that won these little collector sort of challenge coins here as part of the EMS Week giveaway. So, if you signed up for that, you had a chance to win some good stuff. This is just part of it. We're going to be announcing some more later on, some other access to some great study resources and training resources and some of the cool stuff to give away there. I'm doing that in some future episodes. Do me a favor, guys. If you are watching this, whether you're watching live or the recorded version, please hit that little like button and let me know that you are engaged and that you're watching. It really does help this little episode stay up in the feed a little bit longer when people are looking at their Facebooks. And don't forget to go to mytotalmedic.com and get yourself a free membership to the insider level there with lots of training and resources there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and announce those additional five people that won those challenge coins in a minute. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about justifying your actions. You know, sometimes we do too little of it, too much of it, or a lot of times not even at all, right? And in many cases for us in EMS, justifying the actions that you do or even the inactions, it's an important part, not just when it comes to your documentation, but also in your treatment and your report to the emergency department. If you don't provide, let's say, a standard treatment to a patient, you really need to document and be able to verbally substantiate why you did or did not do something. If you go beyond basic treatments, even, and perhaps even beyond what's accepted treatment, you better be sure that you can justify why you did it as well. Many instances can actually dictate to you when you're out in the field why things are left out, right? Why did you omit something during a treatment? It can be an uncooperative patient. It can be a patient refusal of certain treatments. Let's say they don't want an IV. They don't want nitroglycerin because it gives them a headache. Maybe you have a time constraint on the scene, or maybe even there's a safety issue going on. Don't just take for granted because you know what was going on because your partner knew that you don't have to document it. You don't have to note it someplace. All of those things, guys, can lead you to, let's say, not perform something that might otherwise be considered a standard treatment, right? The standard of care. And the pre-hospital, care and in the environment that we work in does not always lend us to perfect conditions, right? And somewhere along the line, because people don't realize that aren't in pre-hospital care, you may be questioned on why you couldn't intubate somebody or why you didn't give a medication or perform a certain procedure or a certain intervention for a patient. One thing I do want to mention, guys, it's kind of a side thing here, but I try never to judge other pre-hospital providers out there for not doing something. I wasn't there. I don't know the circumstances, and it's very easy for people to be those Monday morning quarterbacks, those backseat drivers, and say what should have been done. Right? How many times do you watch a TV show or read an article in one of the EMS magazines or whatever, right? And you say, I wouldn't have done that. Well, how did they do that? How could they be so blind? How could they miss such an obvious thing? Or what was going on? The key really ends up being that you could be in those shoes yourself, right? So be able to justify your actions, allow them to be scrutinized. So no matter what goes on, whatever video might be getting taken or whatever somebody might think or say, if you know that you're justifying it in your documentation, you can verbally explain it and stand your ground on it, you can allow other people to scrutinize it, right? So if your treatment and documentation can hold up to others' evaluations of you, then really you probably go ahead and probably justified what it is that you did or didn't do, right? And remember, at the same time, we don't want to do any harm to our patients no matter what it is that we're doing. So if less than optimal conditions exist out there in the field, which they usually do, you need to make that choice, right? And the choice is what is going to be most beneficial to your patient. I'm hoping this makes sense a little bit, guys. Uh, you know, like I said, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'm going to announce the winners of these coins in a few minutes. the 5 other people that want to announce it in the previous episode, and I want to go ahead and do it in this one. These are going to be going out. If you did take part in that EMS week giveaway, those cards and stuff that were offered for free have been going out. I've been sending them out every day, so keep an eye out in your mailbox for those. But these are additional things that were part of the giveaway sort of sub prizes that we're giving away. So I'll give away 10 of these. I'm going to give away 5 more and announce those winners in a minute. So back to the justification thing. Making those choices that are going to be most beneficial to your patient. So you always want to go back to the basics, your ABCs, right? Treating the patient with, let's say, a vectored exam and performing critical tasks. And performing those tasks first are always going to allow you to be able to justify what you're doing. And what's more, think about what is more important, right? Is it securing the airway, or is it doing an EKG? Is it arguing with a patient to accept something you want to do for them or to them, or maybe just transport them to the hospital, right? Decisions that we make out in the field can really affect the outcome of the patient. And the idea, of course, like I said before, is to not do any harm. And sometimes that may mean just a simple transport to the hospital and respecting the patient's wishes. But again, you need to document and justify what it is that was going on by saying your patient didn't want to have X, Y, Z done. Sometimes it means your patient might have to sign something to acknowledge that refusal of that care. Refusal doesn't always mean it's the entire transport. It could be elements of what it is that you're doing, right? Too many of us, guys, we don't document enough, and we end up leaving ourselves open to problems down the line that can be prevented with just a few extra words on our report. So justifying why you went beyond what is accepted practice, but also is going to require even more documentation. Okay, keep that in mind. You do extra, sometimes that means you got to type a little bit more. You might have to go ahead and document a little bit more information there. But the same principle is going to be true. If you can hold it up, if what you're writing, what you've done, can be held up to scrutiny of other providers in the same situation, right, in the same training, same level of training, then your actions more than likely will be accepted. Scenarios, like I said earlier, about that Monday morning quarterback thing, right? Scenarios about going beyond accepted policies, not doing enough. They're all over the place. And with social media and stuff like that, you see even more of it. We've all heard stories. We've seen the story. We've seen videos. But the one thing you have to remember, right, guys, we were not there. It's left up to the individuals that were involved in that to justify what they did. Okay? And you have to ask yourself, will those justifications that they're doing, will they end up holding up to our scrutiny once we have all the facts involved and things like that, right? But more importantly, will what we do and what we document, is that going to hold up to their scrutiny? Think about that for a second, okay? Like I said, guys, don't be that Monday morning quarterback. Think about if you were in the same situation, okay, and to go ahead and document appropriately, and think about the different things that we get involved with every day, and that it's not always overlooked. And a picture, a video, things like that, a story doesn't always hold all the facts. You've heard about the things about people who pronounce somebody dead and then the person wakes up later on. How can that be, right? You say to yourself, how can that be? Something's going on and we don't know the whole story. So guys, I hope this makes sense. Mr. Gardner, I thank you for leaving me a quick message in the chat room there. Again, guys, hit that like button if you like this stuff. Go visit myturbomedic.com and get a free membership to the insider level there at Turbomedic. Lots of study resources there. I'm going to quickly go over who is the little winner of these coins right now. And the 5 people that are going to be getting these coins are Phil Martin, Steve Nellens, Darian Sanchez, Rafael Wed, and Renee Roberts. So guys, keep an eye on that. These will be going out with your EMS cards and stickers and resources that were part of the EMS giveaway. You will be going ahead. Those 5 people will get those cards along with these and a little yellow envelope. And the rest of you, if you have not won something, you will end up getting something in the mail. You'll get your cards and your stickers in a regular envelope shortly if you have not already done so. The EMS week ended um, uh, last week or whatever, and I've been diligently getting these packets out to everybody. So I hope you will be getting yours soon. Keep an eye out for that. If you signed up for that and you confirm your request for that information, I will be getting it out to you shortly. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thanks again for joining me. Hope this makes some sense and that you will be going ahead and thinking about documentation, justifying what you do or what you didn't do. And don't forget, check out myturboMedic.com. Get yourself a free membership there and increase your knowledge base and be better at EMS. All right, guys, that's it for me. As always, Jim Hoffman from EMS SEO. Stay safe.